Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and it was an amazing day. You had the Washington Commanders making their way up to Gillette Stadium for the joint practice, and it was the best Patriots practice of the season. And we all remember what happened last year against the Eagles. It was not good at all. The vibes are immaculate. Mike Vrabel was getting his blood, sweat, and tears on the practice field. He got cut up a little bit, but that's just who he is. Almost 50 years old, and the man still thinks he's playing football. So we got a big show for you today, recapping all of what happened at joint practice and also previewing on Friday's game because we got a game going on. We're going to be live for you guys. But as we do to start every single Patriots Today live, go down in the comments and shout out your city. Let me know where you guys are watching from. It was an amazing day. Amazing day, Dashy. I was excited watching it. I know Drake May threw one interception, but it was a tip pass. You can't be perfect, but for the most part, the Patriots had their best practice to date. You met Jelani Tavai at Providence Place Mall Saturday, Ben 10. How was he? I have a bad feeling about how he's doing because he's not practicing. And on the depth chart, well, Christian Ellis was, he took a spot. If you guys watched the video throughout the week, I think I posted it on yesterday. Yeah, I posted it yesterday on it. We got your boy Drew saying LFG. Way better than Eagles joint practice. Yeah, Dashy. Oh, my God. Jose Prieto from Davenport. Joey W. going in from Denver. Your boy Drew watching from Nashville. Go down to Broadway, Nashville. Go to Underground. That's my favorite spot. Or Kid Rock's Bar. It's a beautiful city, but we're repping the Patriots here. We're not repping the Titans. Great guy. He was with his family. That's awesome. Henderson shut Von Miller down. Yeah, that's what started the fight. And that was the one thing that we saw from Henderson is that he can pass block, and he's going to be a big pass blocker for this New England team. Nicholas, did I miss something? You missed joint practice, Nick. You missed a great joint practice. He missed a lot. Vrabel drew blood, and a lot of people were like, what's going on here? What's going on here? He's actually getting in the scrum. No coach does that, of course, except for Mike Vrabel. Isaac coming in from Hampton, New Hampshire. Leonardo, Ohio. What part? Is Defiance, Ohio? Is that what it is? DeFrance, Ohio? Is that north or south? Who looked better, May or Daniels? They both looked great. And we'll talk about that. But as we do every single show, guys, the leaderboard doesn't change. Well, it does change if you comment, if you super chat, if you super thanks. You can become the top fan of the stream, and we're keeping up with the top fans every single stream throughout the week. On Friday, we got a little giveaway for you guys if you are the top fan of the stream for the watch party. So make sure you tune in on Friday. But right now, Ethan is our number one fan, coming in with 75 XP. Dashy in second, and then your boy Drew coming in at third. Yeah, you get 75 XP for a comment, but if you super chat, you go straight to the top. We are 2 days away, people. 2 days away from some of the starters going to be putting on the pads. Mike Vrabel talked about it in his press conference earlier today, and we're going to see Drake May. I think we're going to see Drake May. We're definitely going to see Will Campbell. We're going to see Kyle Williams. So I am 100% ready, and we're going to be live for it. So if you're ready for Patriots-Commanders on Friday, type me in the comments section. Let's go. I want to see everybody spamming it. 81 people in the chat right now. You guys are extremely hype after training camp today with the joint practice. The Commanders, yeah, Zach Ertz looked good. Jay Daniels looked good, but more importantly, the offense looked good. You weren't allowed to tackle. So a couple of times it looked like Daniels was going to get pressured and sacked, but not. I see Jose, Ethan, your boy Drew. Yeti says hi. Dashy, Campbell, and Jared Wilson did pretty good. Yes, they did. Favorite person to watch on Friday? Yeti says hi. How about you use hashtag Patriots and ask that question for our mailbag at the end of the show, which will go in. You can ask your question, use hashtag Patriots, or if you want to super chat, you'll automatically get on the show. But if you have a question, you can use hashtag Patriots, spell it uppercase, lowercase, all caps, or just a capital P, and we can get into that. Because the favorite person to watch on Friday, hopefully it's going to be Drake May. I hope he plays a little bit, but we'll probably only see him for one or two series, not too much. There we go. Matthew McKenna coming back in. I got to give you a shout out to Matthew McKenna. He did comment. He commented a bunch on one of the videos, and I have to shout him out because I told him I would if he commented, and I saw it. I saw a bunch, and it's just being a real one here, being an absolute real one. We got a 3-segment show coming up for you guys. Joint practice takeaways between the Commanders and the Patriots, giving you guys a little preview of the game, what players to watch for. It's not going to be just rookies, just people in general, offense and defense, and then we end the show with our mailbag, of course, because you guys always have the best questions for Patriots Today. Always have the best questions. I mean, one time we had a question of just if they wanted to get into football, which I told them to be a Pats fan. If you wanted to get into football, what should I do to learn the game? Yeah, Joey W. Scary Terry, since he's on the PUP list still, because he's kind of his hold in, I guess you want to call it. He's not practicing with the team because obviously he wants another contract. If you're on the PUP list, you cannot travel. So he stayed back in Washington. Everybody on Twitter was like, oh, he's trying because they wouldn't let him leave New England, which I 100% believe. But he just didn't travel. And Diggs arrived late. And I'll get into that on the joint practice takeaway video. I think it's a nothing burger. Some people are like, oh, he slept in. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'll talk about that in the show once we get into the cuts, because that was my biggest concern. And then halfway through practice, once they got to 7-on-7, a little coincidental, once they got finished with team drills and go to 7-on-7, that's when Diggs came in. So that's why I really don't think anything big of it. Or Mike Vrabel would have said something. The whole crowd, he probably, if he shows up late, I'll talk about it. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Exactly. So we got 71 people in the chat right now, more than we usually have at the beginning of the show. So I think we should raise it, Jack. So usually we were like, if we start the show at about 20, we'll start at 20 likes. But with 70 people and only 20 likes, that's rookie numbers, guys. That's extremely rookie numbers. That's low end. I can't start the show when there's that many people in and only 20. So hit that thumbs up icon. How about we kind of get to like 35? What 40? Oh, you're raising the bar pretty high. I like it. All right, 40 likes. If you guys hit that thumbs up icon, it's free, it's easy. If you're on a desktop right now, if you're on a computer, you can just click that thumbs up icon. And if you're on your phone, if you're watching it, turn it vertical wise like this, and then you can see and you can click that thumbs up icon. 32, yeah, it's jumping up. It's jumping up right now. Get to 40, and we can start today's show. S.A. Morrow, what up? How we doing? Matthew McKenna, love that. Using the hashtag Patriots to ask a question. It was 80, but you're taking too long to start. We like to have a little build up here. I like to have a build up because during the cuts I don't talk to the chat while I'm making these videos. I do it during the build up, during intermissions and everything like that. That's why. We're not going to jump right into it. We got to talk to the chat a little bit.
I'm going to make my deal that I've made the last few weeks. $50 in super chats total. I'll do a beer bong.
I'll do it too.
Also, that gets you up to the top. That gets you up to the top of the top fans as well.
Exactly. It gets you right up to the top. We give you guys a shout out. And I know it's only Wednesday. We have Patriots Today live, but on Friday, it's a lot bigger if you're the MVP, if you're the top fan.
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some giveaways. We got some good stuff. And if you're the top fan, super chatting makes you the top fan. I'm just telling you, that's how it is.
Because that's how preseason ends. I mean, you have like your first couple of quarters, like the first half, you're getting into rhythm. You're not expecting to go out there and be completely competitive. Obviously, you want the Patriots to win, but if you lose, it's not the end of the world. It's not week 1 against the Raiders and you're taking the L and you're going absolutely nuts. No, it's preseason. You're getting ready. You're excited to just see the players on the field. Excited to see Drake May. So that's why we like to have fun. We'll get this kind of gearing up for the regular season to go. Got 65 people, 35 likes. We need 5 more.
Your boy,
5 more.
your boy Drew said I'm dropping that 50 burger on Friday.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that. And if that doesn't happen, hell's going to have to be paid. I'm going to remember that.
I'm calling your bluff, your boy Drew. I'm calling it. And Nick, yes, they still suck. They still suck. How is the updraft rookie running back doing? We'll get into that, Bruce Marshall. I'll say this, Jack. This is some Boston news. And we did a video earlier in the show.
Oh, baby. Wait,
Roman Anthony.
Let me. I'm here. Oh, I'm here. You
can, it's some Boston news. You can plug the video. If you want to get a little bit of analysis on the Boston Red Sox extending one of their best prospects, the best prospect, you can go check out the Red Sox rundown.
Yeah, so Roman Anthony, big-time extension today. 8 years, $130 million, escalators to get it up to $230 million.
We hit 40 likes.
Everything you need to know about the Roman Anthony extension is in the video link I just put in the chat.
There we go.
That's a big deal for the Red Sox. You lock down your cornerstone for the next almost decade. It's crazy. Big day to be a Sox fan.
He's still young, so even after those 8 years, he's still going to be right in
He's going to be 30. He's going to enter free agency as a 30-year-old, which is crazy.
That's still very young. Michelle, I see you. I'm doing well. How are you? Sarah Elizabeth going, woo, woo. That's your girlfriend. Oh. Trying to see you. Supporting the show. I respect that. Your boy Drew LFG. All right. We got 40 likes. There's 70 people in the chat. Tasobi, you can watch Raiders Patriots in German for free. Yeah, well, you can also turn into Patriots Today for the watch party.
We're going to be live for every single game.
We will be live. We will be live an hour before kickoff. Giving you all the preview. But before we get into Friday's game, we have to talk about what happened at joint practice. And, oh, baby, there is a lot to talk about. So, Jack, let's get into it, and let's talk about what happened today. We are 2 days away from the Patriots taking the field and taking on the Washington Commanders. But before that, they hit the practice field for their first joint practice of the 2025 NFL season, and we are here to talk about it. Welcome to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. A lot of takeaways involving the head coach, Mike Vrabel, who probably still thinks he should be playing football instead of coaching. But before we break all the takeaways down, yesterday there was a couple of roster moves that were made later in the day. And we get a little reunion here. JaMycal Hasty and rookie Bryce Gannis was signed to the roster. The Patriots also claimed Trey Avery off of waivers from San Francisco. Trey Avery played for the Titans when Mike Vrabel was the head coach. Unfortunately, Marcellus Dial, if you guys saw the short I posted yesterday, he suffered a torn ACL, and Jaquelin Roy on injured reserve, and they released a tight end, Tyler Davis. But I will say, don't get too excited for some of these guys to be on the roster. I don't expect them to make the team. Even JaMycal Hasty. I know he's been here before. He was here last year, but this is a new regime, new coaching staff. You have a new offensive coordinator. You have Mike Vrabel. So I don't expect it. You have Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, Len Larison, and also, of course, Travion Henderson. So don't really get too excited about these guys. They're just fillers. They're kind of going to be here for training camp, and you'll see them in the preseason. But don't expect them to be on the roster for the 53. But we're 2 days away, people. 2 days away from Patriots football. I'm excited. I can't wait to see him on the field. Apparently, we're going to get Drake May in pads because Mike Vrabel said the starters are going to play if healthy. So if you're excited, if you are ready, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. So let's talk about the first takeaway, which is it's going on everywhere on social media. You tune into ESPN, and that is the main topic of the NFL. It's Mike Vrabel. He's getting hands-on, and literally, this is from Alex Barth. You had not one, but 2 fights. You had a scrum as Kayshon, Boutte, and Marshon Lattimore had to be separated, and Mike Vrabel was right in the middle of helping players get apart. So that was the first fight that happened. And, of course, Marshon Lattimore was getting cooked by Boutte. Mike Vrabel spread it up, but then as they kept doing drills, Von Miller was going to try to get the quarterback, and Travion Henderson bulldozed him to the ground, pulled him to the ground, and it started being a shuffle. They started scrapping out. And then Mike Vrabel physically jumped in and tried to break it up, and Will Campbell saw it was happening, dove on a defender, a scrum broke out, and then when everybody got back up, they see a big cut on Mike Vrabel's face, and you can see in this picture right here that he's holding a towel because he's bleeding. And my first thought about that is just, I love it. What other coach in this league, out of all of them, is going to get deep down in the scrum, pulling his players out? This is the most hands-on coach that we've seen in the NFL in, I don't know, maybe ever. He was wearing a jersey the other practice, and then Jabril Peppers was like, oh, wow, he's wearing my jersey. And was like, yeah, you see my red jacket in the Patriots Hall of Fame? You got to earn that. I just love it. This coach is embracing the culture. Mike Vrabel is just embodying the Patriot way, and the players love it. Like, they were asking all of them. They asked Pop Douglas after practice, and Mike Vrabel said to him, you should see the other guy. And then Hunter Henry was like, we love a coach that just fights for us, that's willing to die for us on the field, just like we're willing to die for each other on the field. And then Drake May had a little bit of laugh about it. Like, overall, the vibes are just high with this team, and it feels like they're really embracing their coach. And that's not what we saw last year. It seemed like they were kind of getting in fights and everything like that. It really feels like Mike Vrabel is that perfect head coach for the Patriots, and it's going to help them down the line because it's really raising morale here in New England. Second takeaway I got is just the absences. And we knew Christian Gonzalez wasn't going to practice this week. We knew that Kendrick Bourne wasn't going to practice this week because Mike Vrabel talked about it. But we also saw Braden Swinson, Kayshon Chason, Jelani Tavai, Caden Wallace. But you see that guy right there? Stephon Diggs was late to practice. And at first I was really, really concerned about it because he hasn't missed one single practice at all. But overall, after you were done with the team aspects of the game and it was done with 11-on-11s, you saw Stephon Diggs walking right on the field and a big roar from the crowd at Gillette Stadium, which was packed, by the way. I'd probably say the most packed it's been since 2019. You had the guys up in the high rise on the Gillette Stadium's stands, and also just a big roar. I think it was 8,400 people. And of course, the first play of 7-on-7 when he actually participated, a completion to Diggs from Drake May. I will say this, coming off of an ACL tear, I don't think the Patriots want to throw him just in full contact for practice. Like, you're not allowed to specifically tackle in these joint practices, but you're allowed to hit. You're allowed to kind of thud. And I don't think going up against your own teammates is a lot different than going up against other guys. I mean, that's why we saw fights in this practice the first time we saw this entire training camp. I think the Patriots kind of want to ease Diggs back into it. But obviously, once they get on the field, once you get in a game, it's going to be that type of way. So just practice. It's a nothing burger, in my opinion. If he was really late and something was really going on, like let's say he overslept or something, or he didn't show up to practice on time just for any god-awful reason, I don't think Mike Vrabel is letting him on the field practicing. I think we saw how he's a no-nonsense coach, that he would have just been like, go home, get out of here, go, leave. You shouldn't be here right now because you're late. We're not dealing with that. But no, he walks right on the field, getting right into the team, and caught 2 passes from Drake May. So there's nothing to that. I think it was just they don't want to have him in teams, so they said, all right, you stay back in the facility, you get worked on a little bit, then come out and play with 7-on-7. It's a nothing burger, nothing to worry about. We'll see him. We might see him on the field on Friday. I'm not 100% sure. I think they might just let him coast and kind of just let him sit out this first preseason game. But Drake May. Man, Drake May. I am very, very, very excited. And he looked really, really, really impressive today. You had 4 drops. So the stats may not completely read all the storylines that happened, 4 of them. So you could say he was 22 of 27, but in reality he was 18 for 27, 1 interception. And the interception was tipped and went into the hands of another Commander. It was a wide open play. But this was good because he's still coming off of that practice at the scrimmage. He suffered a little bit. He threw 2 interceptions. It's a good day to have it against a real opponent. The entire time, you've only been going up against guys that you're going to face. Not to mention, Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez have not practiced. So you're going up against DJ James. Before he tore his ACL, you were going up against Marcellus Dial. You were going up against Alex Austin. Now you're facing starters, Marshon Lattimore, everybody on that Commanders defense. So it's really good that you see him looking good. These just are some of the plays that I read on Twitter that you saw from the Patriots, like a back shoulder throw, which was an absolute perfect pass to Kayshon Boutte. By the way, he was cooking in practice today. So was Mac Hollins. And F. Chisholm also caught 5 passes. A lot of targets to Pop Douglas, though. And I think this is a real prediction of mine. And if he stays healthy, which I 100% expect him to, he's going to get 1,000 yards. You did have a drop touchdown by Travion Henderson. He burnt someone on the wheel route and had a perfect catch and dropped it. And then he had a wide open touchdown. The offensive line just literally opened for him. There was a video on that, and he just ran exactly right through the line for an easy touchdown. Good day for Drake May. Overall, good day for the offense. Good day for Will Campbell. Really, really good day for Kayshon Boutte and Matt Collins. But not that good of a day for Jalen Polk. I didn't hear much about him. But we'll see all of these guys, hopefully, on the field on Friday. And we will be live for our first watch party of the season, my first watch party as host of Patriots Today. So join us at 6:30 Eastern Time. We will be live an hour before kickoff, so you're going to want to make sure you tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun, so make sure you subscribe to Patriots Today and tune in. All right, we got a couple more takeaways, but first, I was going through deals. I know we had the Drake May jerseys, which are still on sale if you want to go, chatsports.com/May jersey, but this cutoff hoodie is 40% off right now. Chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. It is sleek. It is light. I need to go get it right now for myself. It's on sale, 40% off for about $33. You can get yours today while supplies last. It's a great seller. It's light. You can wear it when the sun's still out. It doesn't have to be freezing cold to wear a hoodie since, you got no sleeves. Like Bill Belichick used to do it, no sleeves. Get yours today. Chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. Rookie offensive line, I talked about it. Will Campbell looked good. Jared Wilson looked good. And what you guys saw my video the other day. Yeah, Cole Strange is not the starting left guard, guys. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. But this is coming from John Lyons, who works for WEEI, and he said, first ever 11-on-11 versus another team. I thought Will Campbell and Jared Wilson did really well, especially Campbell. And I know that he's had some ups and downs throughout this training camp, but this was the true first test of Campbell. He was going up against a little old friend of the Patriots, Dietrich Wise, and they were going back and forth. Will Campbell was winning some one-on-ones. Wise was winning some one-on-ones. But overall, for me, in my opinion, if it's a neutral win, overall, that's good. If neither of them are winning, you get enough time for Drake May to get that ball off. So overall, I think it was a good day for Will Campbell. Everybody can just calm down a little bit. That he's not going to be your left guard of the future or left tackle of the future. Come on. It's going to happen. He looks good, and I think he's just going to get better and better and better as the season progresses. Taylor Kyles, he had the raw stats from the Patriots starting offensive line, and you see the starting offensive line. Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, Garrett Bradbury, Mike Owenu, and Morgan Moses left practice, so it was DeMontre Jacobs going in. I'm a little concerned about Morgan Moses. I hope he's healthy. I think they're also just trying to ease him in going out. But overall, for me, you see that right there, 0-2 by Garrett Bradbury. He might be cut. He's not practicing well. He's not playing well. And if they like Ben Brown to move into that starting center spot, it could easily be, it's a nothing. We don't lose much. We can easily get rid of him, and there's no problems. But overall, Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, I love what I saw out of the rookies today. And if you're ready to see Will Campbell on the field, because he will be on the field, he will be taking a lot more reps than probably the other players because he's a rookie. You want to get a lot of series going for him. So if you're ready to see him on the field, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. The last one, the defense was swarming. I know I saw one video on Twitter, which is not the smartest person there, that said, Jayden Daniels is getting pressured, and it was a video of not Jayden Daniels. No, he was getting pressured a lot, and the defense was getting to the quarterback. Harold Landry was getting to the quarterback. Milton Williams was getting to the quarterback. And there was one tweet that I saw, which I'll get into in a second. Christian Barmore, woo, good luck. But this front five is going to be something serious. You have Keon White on the outside, Barmore, Milton, Harold Landry, and you can kind of switch out that Joshua Farmer. Like, I have him in there, but you could also put Kayshon Chase on as that guy. You could put Kairos Tonga as that guy. This team is just so deep on the front five. You just rotate around, and they're going to get to the quarterback. Like Andrew Callahan, who was at practice today, he said Barmore and Milton Williams each with a monstrous win on one-on-ones pass rush versus the Commanders' O-line, but the star was Kairos Tonga, a late-round journeyman who's been outstanding all camp and all drills, went 2-0, and then this from Taylor Kyles, who I just thought was funny as hell. Barmore bullying, tossing Nick Allegretti in 1v1s. That was absolutely great. And then Jaden Daniels carved up the Patriots defense to start, finished 5 of 7 with 2 sacks. Like, the 2 sacks is a good one. And I'll say, obviously, Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis wasn't there, so you didn't get to really see your first sign of how your cornerback duo was going to be. But Landry and Marcus Jones had the sacks. Barmore earned a pressure. Nice period for the D-line, Joshua Farmer on second team. So overall, the defense did really good. But let's not forget, this is the Commanders team that made the NFC Championship game. They made it to the second-to-last game of the season. They're a great team. They're a Super Bowl contending team, and the Patriots were keeping up with them. They were looking good against them. A lot of what I've read from Doug Codd, from Andrew Callahan, from every single person, Chad Graff, Mike Reese, the Patriots won that joint practice, and you're doing it against a Super Bowl contending team. That is an A+. And like I said, I'm not going to judge the cornerbacks on what they did because we didn't see Christian Gonzalez and we didn't see Carlton Davis on the field. But Alex Austin was locking down the red zone. Jane Daniels couldn't complete a pass in the red zone because Alex Austin had a bunch of PBUs. So it was very impressive to me. But overall, you're going to see Gonzo and you're going to see Davis on the field. Hopefully Davis on the field at some point. That's here or there. But Gonzo is going to be on the field, and that's when this defense is going to be full ready. But overall, the pass rush looks threatening. Looks very, very threatening. So I'll ask you, predict it for me. Fill in the blank. The Patriots defense will finish with blank sacks in 2025. How many? They had 28 last year. Dead last. I'm going to predict they're going to exceed that tremendously. I'll go about 41 sacks. Go down in the comments right now. So my final thoughts. Oh, we know all about that practice that we saw last year against the Eagles. That joint practice, the last one. The Patriots looked like a joke. Drake May got sacked like 6 times. 6 times. It was ugly. It was disgusting. And that was that just embodied what the Patriots were a year ago. This year, this team is trending way up, and it's exciting. This is exciting to watch them go through every single practice. It's not like you're dreading to watch them like, oh, yeah, they're going to be terrible. Like, that Eagles practice, it just, I don't even want to think about it right now because it was one of the worst you've ever seen. But compared to last year, compared to this year, this team is going to be good, and I'm looking forward to it. If you want to go look at every single video from Patriots training camp, go hit me up on social media at The Real Alper on Twitter, at The Real Alper on Instagram. And as always, let's go Pats. Woo! How many interceptions do I think the Patriots will have? Matthew McKenna knows what he's doing. I've seen it way too many times in the comments section asking questions. Yeah, he's got a lot of questions. Dashy, I see that. That's a really good question. That's a really, really, really good one. That's definitely going in. Similar result against the Vikings. I don't know. Maybe. 3 likes. So we got 98 people in the chat. Almost 100. Let's get 3 more likes. Let's have that 50%. 50% like rate. But Jack, we have not gotten any super chats so far. So is the leaderboard for the fans still the same? Has it changed at all? And from what I'm seeing, well, we got to refresh. It's changed a little bit. I see you, Timu Chat Sports. Thomas, love the show, bro. We love you, bro. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in as always. Nick Mayo sucks. All right. So Ethan's still going up there as the number 1 fan. Joseph in second, and then Matthew McKenna at third place. If you want to go straight to the top, even a $5 super chat, anything. That's all it takes. Dashy, I would put Tonga as the starter instead of Farmer. Well, I think they're probably going to go with a 4-3. Or they're going to go with a 3-4, but you would expect probably Harold Landry on one. Then you have Milton, Barmore, and then your outside could flip-flop between Keon White or Kayvon Chason, and then Tonga will just rotate in between Milton Williams and Christian Barmore to kind of give them just a breather occasionally. That would be my prediction.
All right, here's the deal, Alper, okay?
What's the deal?
We currently have on this live 193 chat messages total.
That's it.
Last week we did
1,000.
1,500 almost.
Yeah, we did a lot.
So our boss told us again we need to replicate that. We need to get to 1,000 chats today.
Our CEO James Yoder was.
He was in our DMs.
He was like, "You guys did it last week. You guys better do it again this week."
And I'm just going to say it like it is. We're not even close.
Not even close. 150 to 1,000. That is 850 away, people. Quick maths.
Everyone should be excited about the game on Friday, right? Am I wrong for thinking that?
This should be the most exciting game in the past 5 seasons.
Then everyone in the chat right now should be typing me as many times as they can.
Yeah, you guys need to spam that right now. I'm giving shout outs. I see you, Matt. I see you, Nick. Michelle, shout out to you. Daniel, Tyrell Melton, Daniel Dowd, Thomas TJ Merrill Jr., Ethan Harmon, Daniel Dowd, Michelle once again, Shelby Dowman. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Issei Moro, I'm back. Yes, you are back. Your boy Drew, Brickson, Thomas TJ, Matthew McKenna, Leanne, Narkowitz. It's Gare Bear. Welcome back. It's Gare Bear. I see ya. Tasobi, Jose Prito. Yeah, all of you guys. Keep spamming your me's. We got a football game, people. The Patriots are playing football. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. And I haven't been excited. Like last year, it was like, oh, cool. They're playing the Eagles. Whoopity-doo. How fun. Yeah. You guys are the real ones. You guys keep spamming it. Spam your me's. And it helps you out because if you spam me more than anybody, right now, there's no super chats. So it's all up to people who comment the most right now. It's all up to whoever comments gets to that one spot. Jose Prito, Pats Nation, baby. Leanne, we are going to win. I think so. But I'm not going to worry. For me personally, I'm not worried about a win in preseason. I'm worried about who looks good. So if we get the first 2 drives and Drake May and company and the offensive line looks incredible, that's a win in my book. I don't care what happens the rest of the game. That is 100% a win. JR, the Pats fan, I see ya. Because that's all that matters. That's what you're going to be seeing week 1. You're going to see probably a quarter out of Drake May, maybe 2, maybe 3 drives, hopefully. And if those drives are 100%, that's all you need to see. Josh Dobbs isn't going to be the starting quarterback. I know it's good to have a competent backup, but if it's the 4th quarter and he throws an interception, it's not the end of the world.
I got an update. We are up to 484 chats. So we're about halfway there.
You guys are.
So we're about halfway there. So that was a big update. That was a big update. We will come back to this after the next segment. Continue to spam me. Continue to get your questions in.
Always
using hashtag Patriots. We should get to 1,000 by the end of the stream. We're on a good pace. We're about halfway there. I'm going to update it one more time, and I'm going to see if I can get an updated number.
80 people in the chat right now. While you're also typing your me, also hit that thumbs up icon. The more people, the more times you like the video, the more YouTube sees, okay, these guys are interacting. These guys are commenting.
631.
There you go.
There we go. So we're more than halfway there. It's less than 400 chats.
I saw someone's question. Sergeant Peppers, I saw you had a question. Use hashtag Patriots. Retype your question out and use hashtag Patriots, and we can get that on the show for our mailbag. But if you don't use hashtag Patriots, we don't see it. It doesn't come up in our algorithm to get it on the screen. And we got a big shakeup.
That's what happens when you type me. We got a new top fan, baby.
Who is that? I can't read that. DeGallet? Is that what that says? I need eyes. I need to get glasses or something. Yeah, I need eyes. You guys are spamming it nonstop. Ethan is in second right now, and then Bruce coming in at third. You guys all see you got 75 XP, but it all depends on how much time you comment. Yep, it depends how much. I see. Sergeant Pepper, shout out to you. I saw your question with hashtag Patriots. We can get that in on the mailbag. All right. Are we ready to preview what to look at? What to look at when we're going into Friday's game against the Washington Commanders?
691 chats, so about 310 away. So keep getting those chats in. Let's get to 1,000 people.
Keep getting those chats in. Keep getting those questions in using hashtag Patriots if you want to get in on the mailbag. If you got a question, it could be any question. If it involves Drake May, if it involves the Patriots offense, defense, the schedule. Friday. No, tomorrow. Yes, it's going tomorrow. No, it's going tomorrow. Because since I'm off tomorrow. It'll be going tomorrow. And then I figured Friday, we could talk about it after. It is going, the mailbag is going tomorrow. So I can answer questions about the questions of the game. Yeah. All right. Shout out to all you guys. Keep getting your questions in. Keep spamming the chat. I see you guys while I'm doing the cut. But let's preview what's going on Friday and what players you should look for going on against the Patriots and the Commanders. Oh, football is back, and the Patriots are back, baby. We got a football game going on Friday night against the Washington Commanders, and it's at home at Gillette Stadium. It's going to be rocking Friday night. So let's kind of break it down. What to look for throughout this game and kind of the players to watch for. I know we're going to be looking at a lot of the rookies, but some of these backups could be fighting for a roster spot. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and I'll just remind you guys, this is preseason football. If the Patriots lose, it's not the complete end of the world. It's not going to be, the sky is falling. We should just be worried about assessing the talent that the Patriots have, assessing the first quarter that the starters play. And if they play good, that's a win. If it ends up being 20-17 Commanders, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Remember one time, it was back in 2007, the Lions, they went 3-0 or 4-0 in the preseason. They ended up going 0-16. So it's preseason football. But we're most likely going to see some starters play on Friday because this coming from Mike Reese. Before the Patriots joint practice against the Commanders, they asked him, who should we expect to play? Who should we expect to see on Friday? And this is what Mike Vrabel said. He said mostly everybody that's healthy should expect to play in the game. How long they'll play, I don't know. Vrabel calls the game an extension of practice. Just like I said, you're kind of assessing the talent, seeing who can play football and who's going to be on this 53-man roster. Now, last year, the Patriots started their season against the Carolina Panthers. And I went back and I looked at the preview that Patriots Today did. And it got 61 subs on the video. So I'm going to challenge you guys. Let's beat that record. Because last year's team, let's not beat around the bush, sucked. And it wasn't fun to watch. This year's team, the vibes are high. This is excitement. This is the best Patriots team that we have seen in 6 years. So this preview, let's beat 61 subs and go ahead and subscribe to Patriots Today. So what to watch for? Well, I'm going to give you guys three rookies and players you should watch on offense, and 3 players and rookies you should also look on defense. And let's start with the offense. And the first guy that no out a doubt that we should take a look at is your second-round pick, Travion Henderson. And Henderson, he has been an absolute shining moment for the Patriots on offense with just the rookies and what we've seen out of him throughout camp. And going from last year, he was a dog at Ohio State, 1,000 yards rushing, 7.1 carry, and the big thing that we want to see from him is be like Jahmyr Gibbs, be like James White, be like Shane Vereen, catch the ball, 27 receptions, 284 yards. Like, Henderson has been an absolute dog in training camp. He's picking up blitzes. He's run blocking, or he's pass blocking. He is going out, running routes perfectly, and being a top target for Drake May. And that's not what we've seen out of running backs in years. Patriots always like to have that pass catching back, and that's specifically in the Josh McDaniels era. And we saw from practice on August 4th. This is from Mark Daniels, who was aggregated by Underdog. 5 receptions in practice, 3 receiving touchdowns, and 1 receiving touchdown. He is going to be a threat on offense. And I could honestly see him kind of just maybe possibly jumping that spot to number 1 on the depth chart, because we saw Ramondre Stevenson fumble during the scrimmage, and if those problems continue, it might be a problem. But I see Henderson being that main guy for the Patriots going forward. He gets a lot of first-team reps throughout camp. Second player to watch for, players, I should say, the entire offensive line. Entire offensive line. Not just Will Campbell, not just Jared Wilson. No, everybody. Will Campbell, Wilson, specifically Garrett Bradbury. I'll get into that in a second. Mike Onwenu, and I don't know if Morgan Moses is going to play. He's been injured throughout camp, but he has been rotated in and out with Demontre Jacobs. Hopefully he gets healthy, but I wouldn't have the Patriots rush him back specifically after coming off of a knee surgery last season. This is the X factor for the year. Like 100%. If the Patriots can't block, then it's going to be an absolute dud. We saw what happened last year with one of the worst offensive lines we've seen in the NFL history. It was awful. Awful. Vidarian Lowe, Michael Jordan. I know Ben Brown is still on the team, and he might be your starting center at some point, but this is not what we're seeing this year. If the O-line can't protect Drake May, it's going to be a long, long season. But you drafted Will Campbell. You drafted him for in your 4th pick in the 1st round. He has looked good. He went up against the Commanders in joint practice and held his ground. I'm also looking at Jared Wilson, the left guard. But those 2 guys on the left side, perfect. And I expect them to get a lot of reps in this first preseason game because you want them to get NFL ready, because those are going to be your starters week 1 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I'm also looking at the biggest kind of position battle that you have on this offense, and that's the wide receivers. I don't expect Stephon Diggs to get much burn in this game because he is locked in at number 1. Maybe not Matt Collins, just right coming off the PUP list this week, but Kai Williams, maybe Pop Douglas a little bit, and you're going to see Javon Baker. You're going to see Jalen Polk a lot in this game, and hopefully Efton Chisholm. But the main guy I'm looking at is Kai Williams, and he's been a top target in camp. You've seen just the type of route running that he has. He's been a great target for Drake May. He's been a good target for Josh Dobbs when he's going with the 2nd unit. But there's also another guy that I've talked about that I think has just been an absolute breakout player throughout all of camp. And a lot of people on the Patriots thought he might be a trade candidate. Thought he might be a cut candidate at some point. Kayshon Boutte. Like, you could see this tweet from Taylor Kyles right now. Kayshon Boutte has a touchdown on a back shoulder fade from Drake May at the front pylon. Marshon Lattimore was all over the wide receiver, blanketing, but it was a perfect pitch and an impressive catch along the sidelines. He has been absolutely the biggest breakout candidate throughout all of Patriots training camp. And I hope that he takes this, it translates to the field, because he could be a threat. We saw him last year. He got a little bit of momentum towards the end of the year, so I'm hoping that he brings this talent, brings what we saw in camp, and has it on Friday and has it throughout the rest of the season. So I'm excited for it. And if you're ready for the show to begin, if you're ready for football, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm ready for football, I'm 100% ready to see the Patriots on the field for football. I'm tired of it. I haven't seen them in months, since January. And this is a brand new year, a brand new season. So if you're ready for it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. We're going to talk about the defense in a little bit, but I got to tell you about this cutoff hoodie. I'm wearing this long sleeve right now, and it's a little hot. It's a little hot in the studio. I wish I had a cutoff hoodie like this one, and you can get yours today for 40% off. Chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. Has a nice little, it's a little thin. You could wear it outside while it's sunny outside, while it's a little bit hot. It's sleek. It's cool. I like the Patriots logo on the center. You can get it yours today because while supplies last, because I can guarantee you, once the season gets closer and closer and closer, it ain't going to be on sale. So chatsports.com/Pats hoodie, and you can also get it we'll have it for you in the comments and description of today's video. Some defensive players I'm looking at. One in particular is DJ James. I have really been impressed from what I've seen from James. And he was a big candidate to break out. Like, you weren't expecting him to really shine throughout this entire camp because you had a lot of guys on this roster. You had Marcus Jones as your slot. You had Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez, Marcellus Dial. Well, unfortunately, all those guys got hurt. So you accidentally became the most important guy at your job, and it's ruining your life. I'm sure that DJ James is like, holy hell, this is my time, and I wasn't expecting it. But no, like I'm good. I'm glad to see him starting to go off, starting to get into rhythm because he didn't really have a chance last year. But he has been at that second spot behind Marcus Jones, and he's also getting a lot more reps with Christian Gonzalez out, with Carlton Davis not practicing. And now with Marcellus Dial out for the season with a torn ACL, he's your backup corner. He's your backup slot to Marcus Jones. And I'm hoping that hopefully that Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel realize the talent that Jones has and maybe play him a little bit on offense. We've seen it before in the past in 2022. Let's do it again. And now that Gonzo and Davis are out of practice, it's DJ James' time to shine. So I'm looking forward to watching him play, and as he progresses throughout training camp, as he's being that backup corner, he's going to get some reps. And Kayshon Boutte has been one of the guys he's guarding, and this is what Boutte had to say about him. Being two corners down, DJ James has done a tremendous job stepping up, filling in that role. Kind of a smaller corner like Marcus Jones, who's only 5'10". Now I'm 5'10", so I guess I'm short. I'm small. Yeah, but it is what it is. I'm not an NFL player. But he gives that looks that we need. A big shout out to him. And I think that he's probably made this roster now. Alex Austin has also looked really good. He looked good in the joint practice against the Commanders where he was locking down the red zone. Jane Daniels couldn't complete a pass on him. But it's going to be DJ James and Alex Austin, who I'm looking forward to a part of the defense, specifically in the defensive backs. I hope Christian Barmore plays, and I'm expecting him to because, yeah, he's healthy. He's 100% healthy. There's not a physical injury. It blood clots that he dealt with. So I expect him to get a little bit of burn because you want him to get back into rhythm from what he didn't have in 2024. You can see those stats: 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. He was out the entire season. But in 2023, one of the best defensive tackles, one of the best edge or best pass rushers in the game. You can't just throw him back on the field week 1 after not getting any sort of reps in preseason and expect him to be the player that he was 4 years ago, or 2 years ago. I expect him to get some reps. And then I also saw this during the joint practice, and Taylor Kyles, who covers the Patriots, who's a very good insider, he tweeted this out. Just got a snap of Christian Barmore, right outside linebacker. He has gotten in shape. He has lost 20 pounds. Could we see him at edge? Maybe. I guess throw something around, toy a little bit, see how he plays, because you got a lot of depth at the defensive tackle position with Kairos Tonga and Milton Williams. So maybe you see him at edge. Maybe you see him at right outside linebacker. If he's quick and he can get to the quarterback, why the hell not? The last guy, I'm going to stick with the edge rushers. Apparently Christian Barmore's one now. But Braden Swinson, the rookie, I've been impressed from what I've seen from him in training camp. And he was kind of one of the underrated draft picks of the Patriots. You see what he did at LSU, like 59 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, 60 pressures in 2024. And the Patriots, they're going to develop him. They're going to get him as a better, it's not going to be you're starting right off the bat because you have Keon White, you have Harold Landry, who's the vet. But if you can get Harold Landry to kind of teach and mentor a guy like Braden Swinson, he could be the future at edge for this Patriots team. And down the line, like 2 years in, he could be the prime suspect to be a starter and one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. So I'm hoping he gets a lot of playing time on Friday's game. I expect him to play most of the second half, if not all of the second half, and we'll leave up the starters to play those first couple of series, first couple of quarters. But watch out for Swinson on Friday. If you made it to if you made it to the end, go ahead and type Pats in the comments section for me because we got football, and I know you guys are excited if you made it to the end. So make sure you also subscribe to Patriots Today. And as always, let's go Pats! All right, guys. I want to hear it in the comments. I know a lot of you were spamming me's. Oh, I was looking. I would look down for a second and I'd be like, I can't get distracted. I gotta look up.
I gotta
look up.
I got the update. Are you ready for this?
I'm expecting like 900.
We are at 1,484 chats.
You guys are the realest, man. You guys are hilarious. This is great. Make it some more. Instead of spamming me's, I want to predict the score of Pats-Commanders. What do you guys think it's going to be? Because for me, as you guys all know, I like to gamble. I'm kind of expecting a low-scoring game. 100 Ethan Harmon, 100-0 Patriots. 38-25 Pats for Shock Universe. You expect them to score that many points? 23-13, 24-13. Your boy Drew, that is kind of what I'm expecting. It's the preseason. Preseason games are not high scoring at all. 30-14 Pats for Thomas Merrill Jr. Michelle says 24-21 Pats win. 28-7 Jose Prieto, 2013 Pats. It's Gare Bear, 24-17 Pats. I did see this on the watch party they did on last Thursday, for the Hall of Fame game, Jack. And I'll make this a deal for the people out here. If it was whoever super chatted with the score, if their score was correct on the next Patriots live stream, they had to do a boot. So I'll do the same deal. Anybody who super chats with their prediction of the score of Patriots-Commanders, if you get it right on the next live show, I will take that super chat. I'll put it up on screen, give it a shout out, and also I'll do a beer boot, because predicting the score, that's an impressive feat, because I've tried it on multiple occasions on specific apps, and I've lost a couple of dollars. So if you could do that, I'll be very impressed. Doesn't have to be anything. It could be a $1, it could be a $2, $5, $10, anything. But if you super chatted the score and you get it right, giving you a shout out, and I'm doing a boot. Who's leading the leaderboard right now? So that's everybody. Well, I know Ethan Harmon is in second place right now. And D. Gallet. I wish they just put their normal. Yeah, it was just like everybody's name. Jose Prieto, a couple? What do you mean a couple? May's better than Jaden Daniels. I'm not, it's hard to, I saw the Washington Commanders beat reporters. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen, because the Patriots beat reporters were all saying the Patriots won training camp. They looked incredible. They looked amazing. And then you go over to the Washington Commanders beat reporters, and they're saying, oh, they looked amazing. They won the joint practice and everything like that. They were getting to Drake May like crazy. And then you go look at Commanders, you go look at the Patriots. They were getting to Jaden Daniels like crazy. It is just a propaganda machine, an absolute machine. But in my eyes, I mean, both teams look good. But Jaden Daniels, of course, you're going to look good. You're not going up against Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. Zach Ertz really did good, and that kind of has me concerned about Kyle Duggar. Did the Patriots win? Was there a score? No, it was just who looked better on the field. Smith Crave. That's basically what they're saying. They looked better on the field. All the drills that they did between one-on-ones, if it was Will Campbell versus a guy one-on-one blocking drill, Will Campbell won. And when they lined up, there was more sacks for the Patriots. There was more touchdowns and completed passes than the other team. Look, your boy Drew, I think so too, and I think Craig Woodson is going to be that guy. I think they're going to slowly move him up. What Patriots home game will be at full capacity or close to full capacity? If they're good, it's going to be all of them. I remember back in the day, I don't know, Jack, but I used to go to Patriots games all the time. and then they became way too expensive. I went to the Patriots-Ravens divisional game in 2014, and I remember my dad paid $500 a ticket, and we had lower section. And then we went to the championship game against the Colts, and it was $400 a ticket. Imagine getting lower bowl seats, $400 a ticket for a AFC championship game in 2014. Well, it was 2015 at that point, but still. Those tickets are like $1,200 now. It is way, way, way too much money. But we have our mailbag, and you can ask your questions with hashtag Patriots to get on our show. How many questions do we have so far? Never going to say no no more. Yeah, because if I was him, I'm not taking that extension now. He's looked great. You're in a rookie year. And but Ethan, thanks for tuning in, bro. Hope you tune in on Friday for our watch party. Enjoy the rest of your day, my guy. Second place. Shout out to you. JR, the Pats fan, I wish we had Terry. Me too. I don't think he's getting traded. They're going to extend him. They'd be idiots not to. Their wide receiver core during practice was terrible. It was terrible. Zach Ertz was the best looking receiver on the field. One, because Kyle Duggar can't guard anybody. No offense to him. Great run defender, but he's bad in coverage at this point in his career. But the wide receivers, they couldn't get open. Man. All right. We're going to get into our mailbag. If you still have questions, just because we started the mailbag doesn't mean you can get it in. Use hashtag Patriots. Or if we get a super chat, it automatically goes on screen. So you can use that, hashtag Patriots or super chat to get on today's show. So, Jack, let's get started with today's mailbag. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. We're doing the mailbag a little earlier this week because the Patriots have a game on Friday, so I wanted to answer every single one of your questions leading up to the Patriots-Commanders game, just in case you guys missed something or you wanted to get some extra info. So I thought, how about posting this on Friday or Thursday before the game would be a perfect time for you guys to get your questions in. Let's start with Dashy. Do you think we will see a similar result in the joint practice against the Vikings? Well, Dashy, I think that we saw a great result in Patriots joint practice with the Commanders. You saw the offensive line holding up. And last year, when they had their joint practice with the Eagles, it was awful. Drake May got sacked 6 times. They couldn't complete a pass. It looked horrid. It looked like they were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. And look what happened. They got the 4th pick in the draft. This year, they were getting to Jaden Daniels. They were completing passes. Drake May looked like a starting top 15 quarterback in this league. And also, there was a bunch of guys shining. You had Kayshon Boutte. You had Travion Henderson. So with the Commanders, you also have to remember that they made the NFC Championship game. They are contending for a title this year. And if the Patriots kept up with them, I think the Vikings got worse going into this year besides the quarterback in general. So I think that the Patriots should have a similar result. I think that their defense should shine. I think that the front 5 between Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, who absolutely dominated practice, and also hopefully Christian Gonzalez can get back on the field. Hopefully Carlton Davis can get on the field. But you're trying to look at what the cornerbacks are doing, what we haven't seen out of them. Overall, though, I'm expecting the same. I think that you're going to see a team that's good. I think the Patriots are a good team. I really think that the Patriots are a decent team. So I expect them to probably they won practice against the Commanders with everybody saying, including myself, I expect them to win against the Vikings too. And we're talking joint practices. We're talking training camp. The Patriots have a game Friday night. Patriots football is finally back, people. It's finally back. Producer Jack, I wish you put the Y in there, BYKE, because we're back, baby. But if you're excited, type your me's down in the comments section. New England faithful, welcome back once again, buddy. Who are some of the potential cut and trade candidates ahead of this season? Well, I can give you one of the cut candidates, and I think this is a true possibility because his trade value, nothing. And that's Cole Strange. Cole Strange was listed as the starting offensive guard on the depth chart, and he was listed as the starting offensive guard to start the year. Well, since training camp started, and we saw a guy named Jared Wilson kind of come into fruition, kind of come into being a full participant. He was limited in OTAs, he was limited in minicamp. You could see it today with the joint practice. And the joint practice is kind of what you're going to see the starters going to be. Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, Garrett Bradbury, Michael Owenu, and Demontre Jacobs, which it's Morgan Moses, but Morgan Moses is hurt, so he was moved back, and Jacobs moved into his start. Well, Cole Strange isn't hurt. Cole Strange passed the PUP list. He's just been working as the second unit. That's all it's been. Jared Wilson is the starting left guard. He is going to be there. He is going to be that starter. I don't care what depth chart says, the unofficial depth chart. It's Wilson. We'll see him on Friday night once they get on the field that he will be a part of the first team. So I think Cole Strange, he's a cut candidate because he hasn't looked good, and the Patriots declined their fifth option. He's going to be out of here. Now, a trade candidate, I got to go with Jahlani Tavai. And I know you look at the stats right there, and those could be like, hey, what's going on? He has 115 tackles last year and 1 sack. Why is this happening? Well, because on the depth chart, which I think is accurate for the defense, he was not listed as the starter. He was listed behind Christian Ellis. Robert Spillane is going to be your Mike backer. That's without a doubt. He's looked great through his time the second he stepped foot on New England's campus. Well, Christian Ellis has kind of bloomed. He's blossomed. And we remember that he could have almost been a Las Vegas Raider. The Patriots wanted to keep him. They matched his contract. And now he's shined. He's kind of developed into a better linebacker. He's the starter. Tavai's also fallen back in injuries. During OTAs, during minicamp, he hurt his calf. He was projected to miss all the way up to training camp, so he could not train. And then once we got to training camp, he got up, he passed the PUP list. He passed his physical. He got taken off, and then immediately got hurt again. So he's falling back. And that gave Christian Ellis a spot to take over. It gave him that possibility to go up and just climb and climb and climb, and you see that he is now your starting second linebacker. And the stats, they were decent. I mean, 80 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, sack and a half, 5 pass breakups. This is a guy that can defend with the run and also with the pass. And I think that with Mike Vrabel's new defense, Jahlani Tavai has kind of fallen down. And with Mike Vrabel's defense, he wants a guy that can defend the pass with the linebackers. And Tavai can't do that. So he's fallen out of rotation. They could make a trade. They could cut him. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope they trade him, get something out of him. But I'll ask you guys, would you trade Jahlani Tavai? Give me a yes or give me a no down in the comments section. Daniel Dowd, do you think Drake May could finish the year as a top 8 quarterback? I think it's a possibility, but it all depends on the offensive line. If you cannot block for Drake May, then you can't run the ball, you can't set up play action, and Drake May is going to be running for his life. He's going to be getting sacked a whole bunch of times. He looked good through his first year with the offensive line looking horrid. But now you have a Josh McDaniels type offense that favors the quarterback. It's safe. It helps him. He's going to be throwing short passes. Pop Douglas, he might get 1,000 yards. You added some weapons. You still have your 2 tight ends in Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, and you added a pass-catching back who can also block. Imagine the block and releases with Travion Henderson. I think Drake May could possibly finish with 4,000 yards, maybe 25 touchdowns, and 9 to 10 interceptions. I'd put that in the top 8 quarterbacks right now because the quarterback talent in the NFL is, let's just not put it lightly, it's mid. You got mid quarterbacks being top 10. Drake May could easily jump that spot and hop into a top 10. There was a mid quarterback who just won the Super Bowl, for Christ's sake. It's Scare Bear. Would you rather have Jared Wilson start at center and Strange starts guard, or Jared Wilson starts guard and Bradbury starts center? Who's a bigger liability? That is a really, really, really good question. I'd probably say I'd rather have, me personally, I'd rather have Jared Wilson start at center and Strange start at guard. If Strange is healthy, he might be able to hold his own. But the fact that within 5 practices, Jared Wilson has easily taken over that spot with Strange or over Strange, it kind of gives me concern that, yeah, he just doesn't have it at this point. So I would rather try that, but with the Patriots, they know more than me. I just a guy who talks on YouTube. I watch a lot of Patriots, but they know more than I do. I can guarantee you Mike Vrabel knows a lot more football than me. And they know that Jared Wilson should start at guard. So I think that Ben Brown actually could have the possibility of jumping Bradbury. Bradbury's not been that great. He's not been good at center. And there's a possibility, there's a good chance he could get cut. I think Bradbury's a liability, but Jared Wilson seems like he's going to be that guy at guard. Going to get some more of your questions, but there's a sale going on right now that you're not going to want to miss out on. It's a hoodie. It's 40% off, and it's the Bill Belichick Classic. It's the cut off sleeves, and you can get yours today, 40% off. I think it's about $33 originally, about $54. Get yours 40% off right now, chatsports.com/hoodie. Once it gets to October, it's going to be a little chilly outside, but that's why you can get a hoodie, because it's perfect. With the sleeves cut off, you can still enjoy that breeze while also staying warm. Get yours today for 40% off, because I guarantee you it's not going to be on sale for much longer. Chatsports.com/PatsHoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. Vel Watson, how do you feel about the Patriots special teams this upcoming season? I'm high and very, very, very high. I like Behringer. I think he's a solid punter. I'm not going to speak much about that. Julian Ashby as your new long snapper. That's solid. It's hard to judge a long snapper. He just snaps it through his legs. But for Andy Borregales, the man hasn't missed a kick in 6 practices. As we're recording this, they had their joint practice earlier today. As we recorded this, I know this video is being posted a day later. Andy Borregales has not missed a kick in 6 practices. That's saying something. The kicker coming out of Miami, you draft a kicker, you think he's going to be a star. Most of them are undrafted. It is what it is. But John Parker-Romo finally missed, and I think that just exceeded, and Andy Borregales is going to be your starter. I think he's going to be a very, very good kicker. I don't know if it's going to be Gostkowski and Nick Folk and Adam Vinatieri range, but a solid kicker nonetheless, and not Chad Ryland. Not Chad Ryland. Please, no more Chad Ryland. Randall Fields. Possible for Henderson to be the running back 1 by week 1. I'm going to go out and say no. And I'll say this because I don't think Ramondre Stevenson is going to play a lot during the preseason. I think he's going to play some. He's also in great shape. I will say great shape for Ramondre. He's lost a ton of weight. He's still got that muscle, but if he has his fumbling problems throughout this season, it's going to be done for him. It's donezo. You're going to be put on the bench, and Henderson is going to be your RB1. He's already played a lot with the first team. He's been one of Drake May's favorite targets. In one practice, he had 5 catches, 3 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. So I think that Henderson is going to be the starting running back of the future, I think by week 8 maybe, but it's going to be Ramondre to start just because he's been here, and you also just kind of want your power back to be your starting running back. And the next one from Ethan Harmon. Do you think Stevenson should be traded or cut? And going back to the last question, I will say that Stevenson will start. He fumbled, though, in the scrimmage. And I'll say the scrimmages, there's no tackling in a scrimmage. If you're fumbling when there's no tackling, if there's not a lot of hitting, that's still a problem. And if it's an ongoing problem, I don't think he's going to get cut because he is the 10th highest paid running back in football. There's no chance he's going to be a cut candidate. The Patriots will look to trade him, but if there's no trade candidates, you might have to look for an out somewhere in the contract. But I think Henderson will take over that spot if Stevenson has fumbling problems. You want that thunder and lightning type duo, and you can have that with Stevenson and Henderson. But if he fumbles, you can't play a guy that just can't hold on to the football. Michelle, how many yards will Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper have this year combined? I'm going to keep this quick because it's hard to say with all the weapons that you have. Last year, there wasn't a lot of wide receivers. You had Pop, you had Boutte, and then you had Polk and Baker, who were just meh. They had 110 catches combined between Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. So I expect that to go down with you signing Stephon Diggs, with you bringing in Kyle Williams. I expect probably Hunter Henry to get around 40 catches and maybe Austin Hooper around probably 30. Maybe Hunter Henry to have 50. I know Drake May he does like his tight ends. I would say yardage wise, I'm going to go about 600. Actually 700. I'll expect like 400 from Henry and Austin Hooper to have 300. I think the wide receivers are going to be involved a lot more, and I mean a lot more in this season. Patriots fan for life. Who are some starters we should be looking at ahead of Friday's game? Well, from what Mike Vrabel says, we're going to see a lot of starters. He said most everyone that's healthy should expect to play in the game. How long for? I don't know. I hope they play for a quarter. I hope I see Drake May for a quarter. I hope I see Stephon Diggs play some games. But the main guy that I'm looking at, and it's Kayshon Boutte because he has had a very, 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 and I mean very good training camp. And last year he was just okay. 43 catches, like the yards per catch is what really keeps an eye on because the Patriots need a deep threat. Only 3 touchdowns. And you didn't have much time to throw. You didn't have a lot of time to throw the ball with how bad the offensive line is, but with how he's been playing in training camp, he's got to be a guy that you look at 100%. He's been mossing people. He's been catching every ball that comes his way. He came into camp in shape. He looks like he was wearing black Air Force Ones in his post media interview. It looks like he's ready. It looks like he's truly ready. Now I just hope that his camp play translates to the field play because sometimes you look really good in training camp and then you suck on the field. You guys ever heard of Tyquan Thornton? That happened with him. He looked really good in training camp, and he was absolutely terrible on the field, and Chiefs fans are having the same exact experience because Thornton looks really good. But can he do it on the field? I hope Kayshon Boutte can also do it on the field, and I think he's going to. Another guy, it's just got to be Travion Henderson. I mean, your second-round pick, the guy that, you didn't have much draft picks on offense. You didn't have a lot of draft picks on offense, but Travion Henderson is the guy that you have to look at. Also Kyle Williams, but I think that Henderson is going to be one of the top guys to even watch this whole entire season. We'll see right away if he's going to be running back 1. We'll see very, very quickly if he's just ahead of the pack, if he is a top target for Drake May, if he's playing with Josh Dobbs like he was in practice. You can see right here, splits out wide and catches a hitch along the sideline from Dobbs. That's just one of the many plays that he's done. He did drop a nice wheel route. He can run routes perfectly. He dropped one right in the wheel route from Drake May, but that's just one drop. I'm not going to knock him to it. He's a second-round draft pick. He's not fighting for a roster spot. I don't expect him to play too much, though. We watched from last week in the Hall of Fame game with Amari and Hampton. He didn't play a lot, so I don't expect Travion Henderson to play too much. They saw what you saw in camp, and I think that it's going to be good. But overall, I would expect a quarter. I wouldn't expect him to play a half or a whole game. He's going to be similar starter. But the question is he going to jump Ramondre Stevenson? That's the true question that you got to have. And I'll say it before and I'll say it a million times. Ramondre is going to be the starter, but it all depends on if he can hold on to the football. If he can't hold on to the football, he's going to easily go down to that running back 2. And we haven't even talked about Antonio Gibson or Lan Larison. You're going to watch a lot of Lan Larison on the field come Friday. Pick a starter for me. Who do you guys think is going to be running back 1? Is it going to be Ramondre Stevenson or is it going to be Travion Henderson? Give me an RS for Ramondre or a TH for Travion Henderson. That's going to do it for today's mailbag. Great questions as always. And the next time you'll see us, the Patriots will be on the field and we got a watch party for you. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Patriots Today. And as always, let's go Pats. That'll do it. Whew. Charlie 92. I disagree with the idea of more weapons. Diggs is likely going to look like he did last year, and Henry is going to pick up the slack. Diggs played great, though, my guy. Until he tore his ACL, Diggs was on pace for 1,000 yards. And Kyle Williams is also good. You got more weapons. Travion Henderson is your receiving back. There's a lot more weapons for Drake May. Pop Douglas in a Josh McDaniels type role where he's just running slants, he's running flats, he's doing that Danny Amendola kind of route running. I'm very excited for it. Andrew McWalter wished the Patriots would take a chance on Amari Cooper. Granted, he was limited last year by his wrist injury and inconsistent usage, but he's coming into this year healthy and somewhat sincere depth. Depends on what he wants. He might want a lot of money. Do we want to put a clock in, Jack? Just in case anybody wants to. Anybody wants to super chat? We can go like 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes. I expect most of these people to be in the chat on Friday. Little shot clock. I don't think I gave my prediction. My prediction for the game. Practice usually don't have starters, right? What do you mean by that? I remain skeptical. Trust me, I remain skeptical too. I want them to trade for another wide receiver. I want the Patriots to trade for Terry McLaurin, but I don't think it's going to happen. And we know that the Patriots have tried. They called up the Baltimore Ravens and said, what do you want for Rashad Bateman? And the Patriots already had Stephon Diggs on the roster. Like, they need another wide receiver. You need another guy because Matt Collins is not going to be that guy. I think you and I both agree, Charlie, that Matt Collins, despite how weird he is and how barefoot he can be on the field, whatever it is, it's just I'm optimistic, but I'm also realist. Like, you need more talent. I would give our wide receiver class a C plus. Now, if Diggs is healthy and he looks like he did beforehand, before the ACL tear, goes to a B. Yeah, Bateman would have been cool. I really, really, really wanted Chris Godwin, but the Patriots dodged a bullet on that one. And, of course, T. Higgins. I said for 3 years that T. Higgins was going to be a Patriot. And then they gave him all the money. I said, the Bengals can't afford him. And look what they're doing right now with Trey Hendrickson. Motivated is what I want to see. Well, he better be motivated because what he's commenting on Cardi B's Instagram is out of pocket. Did you see that, Jack? What Stephon Diggs was commenting on Cardi B's Instagram? It was very out of pocket. It involved a certain emoji. If we had T, we win the Super Bowl. I love T. Higgins so much. It wasn't going to happen, though. It was not going to happen. 518. Ugh. Are there some big wide receiver trade candidates left? Not really. Not really. I mean, you have Terry, and that's about it. I mean, doesn't Jawan Jennings still want a contract extension? Yeah. So he could be a trade candidate, but I don't know. It's nothing in particular. It's kind of just you're going to have to wait till the trade deadline, which is we're going to see. I'm really impressed with the Patriots defense. I think they're going to be a top 10 defense in the league. That is my bold. I don't even know if it's a bold prediction at this point. I think they're going to be a top 10 defense, and Christian Barmore and Milton Williams are going to be insane. Going to be insane. Well, we got 3 cuts in today, 3 episodes, 3 videos, which you guys can catch on the channel. But the most important thing that we have, the Patriots are back on the football field August 8th, and we will be live 1 hour before kickoff, bringing it to you live. We're going to have play-by-play. We're going to break it all down. Going to have a couple of giveaways, so you're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you tune into our Patriots watch party August 8th on Friday for Patriots versus Commanders. So make sure you hit that sub button, guys, because you're not going to want to miss out. It's going to be a fun time. Hope to see everybody there. So we will see you on Friday. And as always, let's go Pats.